My soul, wait in silence for God alone, for my hope is in him. Psalm 62, verse 5. I was thinking about this. I was listening to the actor Neil McDonough, who stars in the upcoming movie The Shift, that I think comes out tomorrow, which is a sci-fi movie based on the book of Job. And if you've not seen the highlights of it, the trailer for it, I suggest you do, and I highly suggest going to go see it. I can't wait to see it myself. The point to this is he talked about how he was blackballed from Hollywood as an actor, Neil McDonough was, because he wouldn't compromise his character for some of the roles that he was slotted for. And because he wouldn't compromise his character and his Christian values, he was blackballed. He didn't have work for over 2 years, and long story short, it was in the middle of that, as he was getting toward the end, that he'd ask God, why? Why have you forgotten about me? And he talked about losing his connection, really, with God and his relationship. I want to kind of shift gears with you for a minute, though. I was thinking about this in relation to back in my running years, which unfortunately are more behind me than they are ahead of me. I hope to fix that somehow. I don't know how, but that's another story for another day. That you would go on runs, and they always would have their challenging moments and their periods in where you were running, the hills and, hard stretches. But you pushed through because you knew you were going to finish. You knew there was a finish line. I think this is where a lot of us get to in life. We get to hard stretches. We wonder, is there a finish line? We ask God, why have you forgotten about me? And, another verse that comes to mind in our winning playbook, the Bible, the famous verse of Isaiah 40:31, for those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run, not grow weary, walk and not faint. See, I think it's in these hard times is when we grow. It's in those hard parts of those runs that I used to go on that made me better, that I grew from. It's not the easy runs. Those were just to keep the wheels moving, right? It was the hard struggle. It was those hard runs that pushed the boundaries, that pushed our limits, that made us better, that made me better, that run faster, run farther. I think that's what God does with us. I don't think he wants us to suffer. He doesn't want us to be in pain by any means. But I think that's what happens. And that's the purpose, is that we have some deserts and some valleys that we walk through. And as the psalmist says, "Oh, my soul, wait in silence for God alone, for my hope is in him." Who else is going to save us, right? So my brother, my sister, my friend on the other side of this, know that there is an end. There is hope, that Jesus loves you. He loves you so much, he stepped off his throne in heaven to go die on a cross for us that he didn't deserve, that we did. So he could be there for us, so you could spend eternity with him. That's how much he loves you. But I want to finish this with a verse out of the New Testament that is in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 5, where Paul has asked God over and over to take this thorn. We don't know what the thorn is, but remove this struggle from his body, from his life. And in verse 12, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, Jesus tells him, "My strength is made perfect. My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect. My power is made perfect in weakness." Let me go through that again. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 5. "My grace is sufficient for you. My strength and my power is made perfect in your weakness." So my friend, when you're going through hard times, know that he's still there. Know that there is an end in sight. We can't see it, but his grace is sufficient for you. Lean on him, and may your soul wait for God in silence, and it will come through, I promise. I love you. Jesus loves you. Be awesome.